Hi guys, this is PHP Luminova. Today we're going to show how you can create a simple login and user registration using PHP Luminova Framework. So this is our project. You can see. Okay. The most important thing we need to do first is to set up our database. So in this tutorial we're going to be using SQLite. So here is our SQLite. It's empty. We just created the table that we're going to be working on, and these are the fields that we'll be using in this tutorial. So the next thing we need to do is to set up our router. The basic things we need to create our router, then create the controller and method, then create the template view for login, registration and account dashboard. So to get started, the first thing we need to do here is go to route folder, web. We don't need this anymore, so we're going to create out the one we're going to be using. So we change this to user controller. So home is okay. Then we need to add sign up. Then we need to add logout. Then we need to add dashboard. Save it. Then now we need to create this controller class to handle our view presentation. So controller class, in order to create a controller class, you go to app controllers folder. Then you can create your controller class. So we don't need welcome.php anymore, so we can just rename it instead of deleting it. Rename, then change the class name to user controller. Okay, home is okay, but we don't need this info, so we can just change it to sign up and return this view. Sign up. So once you navigate to sign up, it's going to load this sign up template for us. So we need to add two more. Logout, and logout should return us to index page. So index, and then we add the last one, which is dashboard, and dashboard should present dashboard. So that's all. If we reload this again, we still have this default Luminova landing page, so we need to change it. So in order to change it, we go to our resource folder, index. So we don't need this default Luminova index. In order to make this video short, we have our HTML to handle login page, sign up and dashboard. So we just need to copy this login and replace this resource view index with it. So we'll be needing this to load our CSS file. So we replace all and we bring this back. Okay, so this helper function we indicate that we want to load CSS app.css from assets folder. So we save it and we reload again. Now we have this, so we need to apply our CSS. In order to apply our CSS, so we have a simple CSS here already defined to make the video shorter. So we locate our public folder. So this is our public folder, assets, CSS. Then we change the content of this to this. Then we reload again. Okay, because of catch. So inspect, reload, now we have our beautiful login page. Okay, so the next thing to do now, we need to add something. We need to add a button, so when you click on sign up, if you don't have an account, you click on sign up, it should take us to the login page. So in order to do that, we can modify the login a bit, so we can add new, okay, href don't have an account. Okay, so we need to set the to sign up, and don't forget to add this. href. Okay, don't forget to add this. Okay, now we reload, click. So we haven't implemented our sign up template, so we need to implement it. Okay, in order to do that, we need to add the file signup.php here in the same resource view folder, signup.php. Now we need to copy our sign up code, which is this, our sign up HTML, and we need to paste it here. Copy this. I'm sorry, we have to be always copying this because I don't remember how to write it. Okay, now we reload it, so we have our create an account. So we need to change the action. So in order to change the action, we add API / then we'll add this. This is very important. href. Okay, we can use the helper function for this, but this one is enough. So we reload. 30 email example at yahoo.com, password 12345 12345, submit. Now we can see we don't have this endpoint because we haven't registered this endpoint, so we need to create this endpoint. So to do that, we need to go back to the route folder and API. So we don't need, we can change this to API controller. You can use any name you want. So API controller, sign up, and this post method instead of get. So now we need to create this method. We need to create this class and the method. So we go to create the class, we go back to our controllers folder, then we'll add this .php. Okay, so making it faster, so we can just copy this, paste it here, or we change this to base controller instead of base view controller. Okay, and here we need to import one thing, our database builder. So use Luminova database builder. Okay, now we need to define our database private builder was to null. So we can use onCreate method, protected function on create void. Okay, so now we need to initialize our builder if it's null. so we can use static, okay, then null collision, builder, get instance. Okay, now we need to create the method for sign up. Function sign up, return int status code. So now we need to make sure that the request method is post. So if this we access request object, this request is post, then we good. Now we need to define our validation rules, so we call this validate rules, okay, equals to, so we have email is required and it should be a valid email. We have password is required. Then we have confirm password, C password is required, and issue our confirm password must match the main password, so we should use this flag, this rule equals password. So we also need name required. Okay, that's all. Now this is our validation rule. Now we need to check the validation. So if this validates, now we need to pass the request body to this validate method. So this request gets body. If this pass, then here we continue our registration process. Else we're going to show an error. So we define one thing, status 201, message, our default response. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, we're going to call this response equals to status 201, then message, we can pass message from the validation. Message, we can this validates get error line. Okay, and here we can return response. We use helper function for response, JSON, this false. Okay, so okay, we need to terminate this. Okay, so if we reload here, okay, oh sorry, this is login, not sign up. We need to change something here. It's sign up instead of login. So sorry. So now we can 33 example at yahoo.com 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, then sign up. Oh, supposed to reload to ensure that 33 example at yahoo.com 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, submit. Okay, so we have a different error. So in order to fix that, we go back to our code and continue writing. So let's try to say success here, 200. Okay, cut error does not exist. App controllers. Oh sorry, we supposed to change this to API. Sorry. Okay, undeclare static property builder, undeclare static property. Okay, now we good, so we can continue. So now we need to, since once the validation has passed, we need to check if the email address is already existed. If it doesn't exist, then we'll create an account. If it does exist, we show error. So in order to do that, we're going to make use of this. Going to call TBL, our table name, TBL builder table. Okay, users, now TBL where email equals to user email, TBL find account equals to, so we need to define this. So equals to, you must escape every user input, so we'll call escape method, escape function, escape this request get post email, get email. So if this is false or empty, then we are good to go. Else we show error. account. Okay, so if this email already exists, then we show error that this email has already been taken by another user. But if not, then we can continue our account creation. So now we're going to create database builder to insert user information into database. So in order to do that, we need this again. We need to initialize the table again, then we can tbl insert. So we have email field, insert user email. We have name, we have username, we have age, have user age, okay, and we have password, we have user password, So to create this username, okay, this request gets post name. We need also to get the age, user age, but we're not going to use a escape method. We're going to use a different function called strict. So this, with strict, you can specify that we expect an integer, int. So every other thing will be replaced except the int value. So age, and the last one is password. So password, we need to hash user password. In order to do that, we need to import our Crypter class. So here we'll call use over encryption, security encryption cipher. So we need to import Luminova security cipher. So this cipher method, we're going to use it this way: user password equals to Crypter password. So we're going to pass this request object get post password. So basically what we did here is we encrypt user password. So instead of storing the password 12345, we encrypt it. So if anybody access our database, they won't be able to hack into user's account. So now created. So if account is created, if inserted, now we need to set up the session to remember user information. So in order to do that, we need to do one thing first. We need to go to our application controller class and initialize the session object. So to do that, come here, we need to import use Luminova session, okay, and we need to create a protected variable, protected session wants to new. Okay, so we don't need all this, but we be needing this, so we can just place it here. And we don't need to pass this session manager, because by default, if you don't pass anything, it will use session manager by default. So we can now change this to this, and we also need this to start the session. So now we can delete all these, we don't need them. So that's all we need in application class to initialize our session. So we can go back to the API, and here, if account is created, now we can do this. Since the session is registered in application class, we need to access the app object in order to access the session. So we can do this app session set. You can set email, user email. Now we can set another one. We set name, user name. Then we can finally set age, user age. Don't save user password in session. So once we are done, we need to synchronize. In order for the system to know that user has logged in, we need to call one method. It's called synchronize. So we can now synchronize it. If we pass the IP address, then if user IP change, they will automatically be logged out. But if you don't pass any IP address, then the session will persist even if they change their IP address. So that's all we need to do here. And now we can finally take the user to dashboard. In order to do that, we can return we use response helper function, response redirect, okay, dashboard, okay, redirect to dashboard. If failed to create an account, and we need to show an error. Count, okay. So this is all we need here. This is all we need for the account registration. So now if we reload here, if we go back here and reload, if we reload, now we can see that the account has been created. Check our database. Okay, this is our database. Okay, this is the account we just created. Okay, the error we're getting here is because we haven't created our dashboard template, so we need to add it. Okay, go here, resource views folder, dashboard.php. So we'll still copy our dashboard code, our dashboard HTML. Okay, we'll paste it. Okay, maybe needing this also as well. Now we reload. So we have welcome, but the name is not showing, no information, so we need to set it up. So first, but we need to authenticate to make sure that only logged in users have access to dashboard. So if you're not logged in, you won't be able to access our dashboard. So in order to do that, we go back to this, to our user controller, which handle the template rendering. So we check our dashboard and we can add if this app session online. If online, then present dashboard. If it's not online, then present index. So we reload to see if, okay, so we are still in dashboard, that means it's online. And we need to do the same thing here to if you already logged in, we want to present dashboard. We want to present dashboard as sign up. So the same thing goes to home. So if you already logged in, present dashboard as present the login page. Now our logout should be something like this. We can now add this in logout. Sorry, we change this method to clear. So this will clear the current session for storage. Okay, so that's all we need to do here. So we reload. Now we need to start displaying the name and information. So in order to display the name, we can do this. We go back to our dashboard. This is our dashboard. So you can say welcome this session get name, welcome Peter, and our logouts, we need to do this underscore href logout, and we can show our email. So in order to show email, we just copy this same email, then we can add also age. So we reload. Okay, see, welcome Peter, email, age. So if we click on logout, we won't be able to access this. So logout. Now if we go back to dashboard, now it brings us back to login page. So we need to implement the login function in order to login account. So to do that, we need to check our API. So we need to add login. So then we create the login method in our API controller. So we toggle this, and we can just, to make it faster, we can just copy this, paste it, then change it to login. Then we only need email and password. So if it's post, if the validation is okay, now we need to look up the database to get the user information. So user where email equals to, so this is correct. Now if empty, in this case, if it's empty or false, that means the email, no user account with such email address. So we need to show error, we need to show them invalid username and password. We need to show them invalid email, invalid email, else we're going to check if the password is correct. So we select everything, so we return all account, all field in user database. So now we're going to do this. If use Crypter method, if verify, we call this method to verify user password. So the first thing, we need to pass the password and the hash. So the password is, we need to pass user password, which is the request password. Then the next parameter is account, the password saved in database, the hash, so password. So if it's valid, then we are good here. Else we need to tell them invalid username and password. So here, here password. So if it's valid here, now we need to set our session. So can now this app session set email, can account email, age, name. Now we need to synchronize as well. Okay, sorry. Yeah, we need to synchronize. Okay, and we need to send them to dashboard. So we return response, redirect dashboard. Okay, so that's all we need for the login. So we can test our login and see which email did we use again. I forgot, sorry. Okay, example@yahoo.com. So example at yahoo.com. First we can try wrong password. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Login. Okay, there's something we missed out, which is we missed out the login. Okay, the login, we need to add this. href. Okay, we need to add this here. So we need to add href API. Okay, so that's all. Okay, now we try it again, make sure everything okay. So we try it again. Example at yahoo.com 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, wrong password, so invalid email and password, which is what we expect. So we can try again. Example at yahoo.com 1 2 3 4 5, correct password. Now we are in our dashboard. So is there any other thing we need to fix? So let's go back to let's go back and review our code and analyze it. So in our API controller handles the incoming request to process login registration. So this is our database builder we define, and here we define a custom error message. So on create method we initialize our database query builder, and here is our sign up function to handle the sign up, and this is our sign up rule. Here verifies if the request body match the rule. If it does match, then it returns true, we can continue our else. If it doesn't, it will return false, then we can now return status code 201 with message the reason why it fails. So here we show us the reason why it fails. So if everything goes well, now we can check if the user email already exists. If the user email already exists, we tell the user that the email is already taken. If it doesn't exist, then we proceed. We encrypt the password, hash the password, then store it in database, then add session, add information we want to store in session, we can store it, and finally we register the session as online, and we redirect the to dashboard view. So and the same thing goes with the login method. If it's post method, then this is the validation rule for login. We find the user account by the email. If it does exist, if it doesn't exist, we show error, but if it does exist, we try to verify the password with the hashed value stored in database. If it's valid, we set up our session as normal, then synchronize the session as online, then redirect to database. So basically that's what this class does, this API controller does. In user controller, here this handle our home, which is the index page, the main page. Once you visit our website, this is the first page you're going to see. So in this tutorial we use login. So if you already logged in, it will take you straight to the dashboard, but if you're not logged in, it will present the login page for you, which is our index. The same thing goes with sign up. If you already logged in, then you don't need to sign up again until you log out. It will present you the dashboard straight away. Yes, it will present the sign up page. The login function, once you logout function, once you call the logout, it will log out and present the login for you. Dashboard, the same thing. If you're logged in, it will present the dashboard for you. If not, it will take you to login page. You can also do this. You can do this like here. Since this and this are similar, you can just do this. You can just do this, and delete this. So if you're logged in, it will present dashboard, but if you're not logged in, it will present index. You can do this here, for this you don't need to do it, since we have a different view here to present, so you don't need to do it here. So, and here we go, let's analyze our routes. So we make use of the route. So what this does is, when you send a request to your site /API/signup, is going to invoke this method, this API controller signup method. So if you go your site.com/API/login, is going to invoke this login. So post only on post method, on get method it won't, only on post method. So that's why we use post here. So that's how the API function. And for web controller also the same thing. Once you visit your site.com, it will present you with this home. So if you visit your site.com/signup, it will present you with sign up. If you visit your site.com/logout, it will present this logout. If you visit your site.com/dashboard, it will present you with this. In this tutorial we are not making use of the CLI, so we don't. You can as well add more routes depending on your use case or what you want to do. So, and here is our database. If you check our database, this is our database, SQLite. We're using SQLite. So this is how you can create a simple login and sign up using PHP Luminova. Okay, it's quite simple to very easy to do. Just with this line of code you are good to go, secured. With this you ensure that you escape user input and you hash the password, and so you don't need to implement session, because we already have a session implemented for you to use. So just need to add the information you want to display. If you want to use a different storage, you can change, you can call new storage and start working on session. So if you want to store your login information in cookie, you can use a cookie manager instead of session manager. So thank you, that's all for today, and this is our site. So if we go back, if without logging out, if we go back to main page, it will bring us back to login, because we already add a check to ensure that if we are already logged in, we don't need to see login page again, and we don't need to see sign up page again. So if you want to change the login, the duration of the login, you can do that by going to the session. You can change your session cookie name, set the expiration, login expiration time. You can change it, and so that's all for today. Thank you guys, and see you on our next video. Please don't forget to like and share.